With the announcement of re-race tournaments, I've decided to put myself through the challenge of starting from scratch once more. With less of a budget this time around, we're going to have to rely heavily on trading to make it towards our goal, since we're not going to have as much chances of pulling what we need. It only makes sense since Final Fantasy is meant to be a trading card game, and I wanted to try it out the way it was meant to be intended. Viewers will have a say on the path that we take, to try to make this more of an interactive experience, as we strive to make it to the top. Will we succeed? Find out as you're watching Final Fantasy TCG, New Game Plus, Traders of Paradise. Welcome to another episode of Final Fantasy TCG, New Game Plus, Traders of Paradise. This is your host TCG Tacos and a quick recap on last episode. So we ended up playing the Final Fantasy X deck, did some pretty neat stuff, even though we didn't top with it, but I did enjoy what it had to offer. I think down the line I'll probably take a look at this deck again once my card pool is bigger. But I do need to come up with something, or at least come up with a plan. With that realization last week that I actually need to come up with two decks, since some of the upcoming re-raises are actually two deck formats. We need to have that in mind. But for now we're just going to open up some Opus 16. Hopefully pull something good. I'm able to come up with something pretty decent for this week's locals. So let's move on to the pack opening. Alright, so we've got 16 packs today. I'm going to speed up the pack opening, since we've pretty much seen the majority of it. Foil Babis and Kieran, already starting with a null. It's a pretty good start. On to our second pack. Quickly going through the commons, full Delita and another L. Cloud of Darkness. It's going pretty good so far. We're 2 for 2. So we're just going through these and oh, full art for Soya. Very nice. Pretty sure that'll go for quite a bit. Pretty sure we can get something nice for it. I don't see us using the full art. Okay, so full of Hio. King Tycoon is our H. We got a full of Shinju. It's also trade bait. And Chaos. Not sure if we'll use that. Okay, foil Palmer. Another Atomos, which we are looking for. A foil Atomos, okay. Sarah Mobius as well. Atomos might some trade value out of it. Foil Scarlet, look, another Fusoya. Could use that one if we ever gonna use, play Fusoya. Radical Knight Garland and a copy of Lightning. Choco Check and Jin. Spells are, pretty nice so far. Oh my gosh. No, we got another full art. Black Waltz. Whew. Oh, we definitely hit the trade bait on this one. Just means some more upgrades in our future. Okay. Full Samurai backup. Zack. Full Titania. And this is Dane. Very nice. Need another one of those. Okay, looks like we're done to our last two packs. Foil Ninja. Another L. Black Waltz. And for our last pack. Oh, drop the stuff. Okay, foil Terra, and we got Shantota. That's it. So I wasn't able to record it, but I did take a picture. Andy was kind enough to trade us a copy of Terra as well as a Dark Lord for 2 of our Black Waltz. We're going to move on to what we came up with just before local starts. Alright, since we were so strapped for time, I kind of just whipped up what I could together. It's literally minutes before we started the tournament. And this is what we came up with. We've got 3 Lulus in here. We've got 11 summons in total. Gets us any one of them back from the break zone, and combined with the Ifrit that we have in this deck, basically clears any 4 that they present. We've got 2 Larkishas for the 4 monsters that we have in the deck. Same as Lulu to recur back a monster from the break zone, and if we need to, we could search out a monster from our deck and add it to hand. We got a Stola to protect our board, either from summons or abilities. The 3 Marsh, either to get back Ritz or the Black Mage backups that we have. The Black Mages are there, as well as the Donnets, basically to reduce the cost of the Marsh if we ever get there. The Donnet is there also to search out the Marsh or a monster as well. So we got our 1-ofs here. We've got Cloud, Squall, and Ace. Since we are running 3 colors, Ace will probably hit for 9k. 1-of Cloud just to, to stick a forward, basically, if it's early enough. The Squall's pretty decent. We're still trying it out just as a 1-of right now. 2 Sins, also for canceling summons. I wanted to see the difference between this and Stola, so it's in there for that. Also turns off some of your opponent's action abilities, since some of our people like to play RBP during their turn. It's also good against wind. And we are trying out the new Shadow Lord. Can be searched out by the star symbol that we're running in the deck. It does clear the 2-drops lower. So it's in there for that. We're just trying it out. So we have Mist Dragons to deal with their opponent's break zones, also to cancel summons and protect our forwards. Whatever mode happens to be important at that time. The Kusith for recursion. Cactuar for removal. Could also use its effect without getting hit with the damage. Running a copy of Morrow. Also to draw stuff. It also does have haste. It's pretty decent. The Luminous Puma, same thing for Kusith, to get back forwards or backups that we need. Tomo, since we might be playing multiple things, will basically just get a CP value. The Chaos is here to color fix. Also, since we're running a dark card, we have to run Chaos. So we got the Norstallens. It's able to get us either Althea, Lael, Kucha spell, or if all of those are gone, we could get the other Norstallens. The Semilifina is there for reduction on the Star Sybil, and then lastly the Shantoto. So it's all sleeved up, and we are about to start locals. Alright, so the feature match today is actually a final round. We're playing against Nolan, who's on 3-color 6. He ends up winning the die roll, so he ends up going first. Starts things off by playing a Geomancer, getting a crystal, and passing to us. We're paying 2 for Chaos, pass back to Nolan. Plays an Oracle, gets another crystal, and passes back. End up paying 4 for Norstallens. Searching out Lael, and we pass back. Pays 3 for Terra, passes back to us. Paying 2 CP for Atomos, and paying 2 for Lael, activating Atomos, activating the Chaos and Norstallens, and we pass back. Nolan pays 5 to play Tyro, searches out Celas, adds it to the hand, and swings in with Terra. First damage is Kusith. We end up getting Lulu back to hand. It passes back to us. So start things off by casting the Lulu, getting back Mist Dragon. Then we pay 2 for Black Mage, triggering the Atomos, untapping the Chaos and Lael, and pass back to Nolan. Before end of turn, he dulls Lulu with Terra's effect. And pays 4, puts Celas into play. Uses this effect to search out Lock, and then swings it with Terra. And with that, he passes back. And pay 3 for Althea, untapping the Black Mage. In response, chooses to dull the Chaos. So then Black Mage untaps. Then we use 3 CP for Misdragon to get rid of his break zone, triggering a Tomos, untapping the Chaos and Black Mage. We draw off the Misdragon on resolution. And then we're paying 4 for Cactuar on the Terra with 3 colors, so we do not take damage. We choose to reduce and swing with Lulu. Hits a Gao, so it gets another counter, and we pass back to him. It's a ping 4 for Lock. Swings in with Celes. And he passes back to us. So we use 1 CP for Ifrit, triggering Lulu's effect. So Lock will break. Swing in with the Lulu. Hits another Gao, gets another crystal. And we're going to use Althea to put Lulu back in hand. Cast Althea. Then untap the Black Mage and Lael with a Tomos and the Chaos with Althea. Paying 3 CP for Lulu. Getting back Ifrit. Putting it back in the hand. Then using the Ifrit on the Celes. Triggering Lulu's effect. Putting it to 5. Having it break and we pass back. Nolan ends up casting Robel, using one of the crystals to break a Tomos. So it resolves. And he pays 3 CP for Gestalian Emperor Sid, getting a copy of Terra to hand and passing back to us. Using Althea's effect to put Lulu back in the hand. Paying 3 for the Althea, untapping Chaos. Then paying 3 for Lulu, getting Ifrit. And using the 1 CP for Ifrit, triggering Lulu, breaking it, passing back. Pays 3 for White Tiger. Freezing the Althea. Then pays 3 for Terra. And with that, he passes back. So we choose to break the Black Mage to get Ifrit back to hand. And we're going to use that same Ifrit on the White Tiger, triggering the Lulu. We swing in. Getting damage. So we just packed back to Lowland. He didn't really have a play and he passed back to us. We choose to swing in with the Lulu. So in response we use Kusith on the Ace, and with that Lulu triggers. In response he uses the effect of Terra to pump. In response we will Althea the Lulu so that way we don't end up losing it. So Ace goes back to hand, then we go to main phase 2. I'm gonna Shanto to the board since we have like too many cards in hand. It feels bad, but that's what we have to do, so we just pass back. So he's gonna cast 4 for Setzer, getting back Terra to hand. He pays 4 to put Terra into play and he passes to us. So we use 2 CP for the Atomos. Then we cast Ace. Targeting the Terra, the Tomos will trigger, and then we revealed 3 colors. So it'll do 9k, putting Terra in a break zone. So we pass back to him. Place Lock, forcing us to discard, so we send the Shadow Lord. Then with the 1 CP, he plays Ultros, passes to us. We're going to cast Lulu, choosing an Ifrit in the break zone, chooses to Mist Dragon the break zone. So in response, we're going to Ifrit on the lock, triggering the Atomos. So we'll get Chaos and Lil, and with Lil tapping, we choose to break it in order to cancel the Mist Dragon. So Lulu's effect resolves and we get the Ifrit. We use the Ifrit on the Ultros. He ends up responding by shuffling it back to the deck, reveals the top 5, ends up whiffing. So we swing in with the Ace, triggering its effect. And had that been one card more, he would have hit the Ultros for sure, hitting that on damage. So we swing with the Atomos, put him on 5 damage. Next up we play Althea, and we just pass back to him. Plays Kefka, he's going to get a counter, and he's going to use the effect, so we end up sending Lulu to break. He's going to pay 3 for lock, forcing us to discard a Cactuar, and he passes to us. Pay 3 for Lulu, getting back Ifrit. Lulu's definitely getting a lot of mileage out of this. We're going to Ifrit on the lock, using Lulu's effect so it'll break. Althea the Lulu. Pay 3 to put Lulu into play again. Getting Ifrit back, using Ifrit on the Kefka, and then Ace goes in, and Atomos ends up finishing the game. So we actually ended up going 1-2 on this. We did pretty poorly in the other runs, but I think the deck functioned most on this one. So even though we didn't top, there's some things that I do enjoy from the deck and some things I'm not enjoying. I can definitely see Marshritz is kind of outdated, since it does heavily rely on having the combo. If you don't get there, it gets kind of awkward. Tomos pretty much does the same thing without having to need the combo, just does it on its own as long as you're able to cast 2 cards during the turn. And then we look at Lulu, just how much work it put in the last game, being able to get back, you know, Ifrit to break their forwards just on its own. It's crazy. It's probably my favorite card right now, and I would like to find a deck to revolve around it. I'm just gonna have to get some more cards to go with it. Ifrit alone can't put in the work, so maybe we can get some Brynhilders later on. But for now, I'm really pleased with the card itself. So for next week, we're going to be opening up some more Opus 16. At this point, we'll have completed a box by then. So definitely we could skip through the commons and the rares, because by that point we should have at least a set of everything, so we don't even have to bother looking through those. We're really just hunting for some more heroics that we could use, some more legends, either cards that we can use or we can trade off, or as well as some of the full arts, even some of the foils. I feel like the foils alone have been helping us get trades, and we did pull some full arts. I'm already working out a trade with someone online, so by next episode hopefully the cards do come in. So yeah, I'm really excited, even though like the numbers don't really show it as far as like my win percentage. I really feel like we're progressing with this, and I'm really having a lot of fun with this. Trying some new stuff. It's like 3 decks now that we've you know, played around with. Probably try something out next week. We'll see. I gotta see what we pull out of the packs that we get. With that said, this is the end of the episode. Please stick around for the bloopers, and if you have time, if you really do enjoy the content, please feel free to leave a comment, share with your friends, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel grow, and I do enjoy everyone who's been taking the time to watch. If you do watch our Monday streams, it's been moved to Twitch now. You can catch us on twitch.tv/TCGtacos. We'll start streaming at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If the tournament hasn't started already, at the very least, we'll just put up some fun games. But yeah, thank you again for watching Final Fantasy TCG New Game Plus Traders of Paradise. See you in the next episode.
Okay.
No, to draw one.
No cards in hand.
That's gonna be the video. You can't edit me, bro.
It's fine. I want that. I can voice over it, but I will leave it in the bloopers. I'll allow it.